The slam of my father's palm on the antique dining table made the fine china shiver. Enough! I have had enough, Kiera. 22 years old and you contribute nothing. No ambition, no career, just this digital doodling all day in your room. My mother's sigh was a masterpiece of long-suffering disappointment. She didn't look at me, instead focusing on meticulously aligning her salad fork. "We've been patient, darling. Your brother is at Stanford Law. Your sister is doing her surgical residency. And you're building worlds online. It's time to grow up, get a real job, or get out." The digital doodling was designing and coding Ethelgard, the highest-grossing indie MMORPG, massively multiplayer online role-playing game, in the world. The worlds I built from my childhood bedroom had over 30 million monthly subscribers. The doodling netted my company, Valkyrie Interactive, $17.3 million last year after taxes. My parents knew none of this. To them, my multiple monitors and late-night typing were signs of a stagnant, childish mind. They'd never asked. I'd stopped trying to tell them after they'd mocked my first small success at 16, a mobile game that made $50,000. "This is your final warning," my father, the esteemed cardiac surgeon, Dr. Alastair Reed, boomed. "You will enroll in business school next semester, or you will find another place to live. We will not house a useless failure." I looked from his furious, puce face to my mother's icy disdain. The anger I'd carried for years didn't boil over. It crystallized into something cold and diamond-hard. I slowly wiped my mouth with my napkin and placed it neatly on the table. "Okay," I said, my voice disturbingly calm. Their faces flickered with surprise. They expected tears, pleading. "I'll leave tonight. Don't worry about me being a burden." My mother finally looked at me, a flicker of something, not concern, but irritation at my compliance. "Kiera, don't be dramatic. This is for your own good." "I know," I said, offering them a small, serene smile. The smile of someone who holds all the cards but has politely declined to play. "Thank you for everything." I walked upstairs, the sound of their sputtering disbelief following me. I didn't pack much, a few sentimental items, my backup drives, and the original sketchbook where I'd drawn the first concepts for Ethelgard. Everything else, the clothes, the childhood trophies, the expensive but empty gifts, could stay. My real life was in the cloud, in bank accounts they couldn't access, in a penthouse condo I'd bought last year under an LLC and had never visited. 20 minutes later, I walked back downstairs with a single cardboard box. My father stood in the grand foyer, his arms crossed, a final pronouncement on his lips. "When you're ready to be an adult, we can talk. Until then, don't come begging." I just smiled that same infuriatingly peaceful smile. "Goodbye, Dad." I stepped out of their multi-million-dollar colonial mansion into the cool evening air. I didn't look back. I walked to the end of the manicured driveway, pulled out my phone, and opened a rideshare app. Not for a cheap motel, for a private helicopter charter to the city. As the helicopter lifted off, the lights of my childhood neighborhood shrinking into a grid of tidy, constrained lives, I felt a weight lift that had nothing to do with gravity. The performance was over. 2 hours later, I was standing in the center of my true home, a 3,000-square-foot penthouse with panoramic views of the city skyline. It was sparsely furnished, a testament to how little I'd been here, but it was mine, bought with Ethelgard gold, literal and figurative. I called my COO and best friend, Leo. "The exile is complete. Initiate Project Phoenix." He whooped. "Finally, I've had the press release drafted for 6 months. The servers are ready to handle the traffic spike. Welcome to the throne, Queen Kiera." The next morning, Valkyrie Interactive issued a press release. After years of operating under the anonymous pseudonym Valkyr, the founder and creative genius behind Ethelgard was revealing her identity, accompanied by a sleek professional photo of me, not the girl in a hoodie they'd imagined. The release detailed the game's staggering financial success and announced a groundbreaking new expansion. The tech and gaming world exploded. Reed heiress is secret gaming billionaire. From bedroom to billions, the Kiera Reed story. My inbox and social media were instantly inundated. My parents, who read the Wall Street Journal every morning with their coffee, found out the way everyone else did. My brother, a law student, called me, his voice shaking with a mix of awe and horror. Kiera, the journal. Is this real? You're Velker? Dad is having some kind of episode. I imagined the scene, my father's newspaper trembling, the bitter coffee tasting like ash, my mother's hand flying to her pearls. Their useless failure was the subject of a glowing profile, praising her visionary intellect and astonishing business acumen. I didn't call them. I let the silence hang, let them sit in the gorgeous, hollow prison of their own making. A week after the revelation, a courier delivered a handwritten letter to my penthouse, my father's aggressive, slanted script. Kiera, we saw the news. We don't understand why you hid this. We are your parents. We could have guided you, helped you. This secrecy was childish. Come home. We need to talk about this fortune. Proper management is crucial. We can help. No apology, no we were wrong, just a naked, staggering grab for control of the fortune they'd despised until they saw the dollar sign. The audacity was almost impressive. I didn't write back. Instead, I made one more phone call. 2 weeks to the day after I was thrown out, a sleek black car pulled up to my parents' house. Not my car, a realtor's car. I watched from across the street, hidden behind tinted windows. A professionally dressed woman hammered a sign into the impeccably landscaped front lawn. It was larger than the discreet plaque with our family name. It was bright, bold, and undeniable. For sale, exclusive listing. My phone rang immediately. It was my mother, her voice a hysterical whisper. "Kiera, there are people here. There's a sign. What have you done?" "Hello, Mother," I said, my voice still calm. "I'm liquidating underperforming assets. This is our home." "Actually," I corrected gently, "according to the deed I had my lawyers pull, it's owned by the Reed Family Trust, of which, as of my 22nd birthday last month, I am the sole controlling trustee, a detail Dad was too busy to notice when he had me sign the routine trust paperwork last year." The silence on the other end was absolute, broken only by a ragged breath. "You see," I continued, watching the realtor place a brochure box on the post, "you said I was a useless failure who contributed nothing, so I'm taking my contribution back. Every penny of the principal your father, my grandfather, left that you used to buy this house and fund your perfect lives, it came from the trust, my trust. Consider the last 22 years of housing and amenities a gift. The gift is now over." "You can't do this," my father's voice roared in the background, having snatched the phone. "I already have, Dad," I said, watching my father storm out onto the porch, his face a magnificent mask of apoplectic rage, staring at the sign as if it were a ghost. I'd smiled when they threw me out. Now, as I watched the foundation of their perfect world crack, I allowed myself a real, full, victorious smile. They wanted me to live in the streets. Joke's on them. I owned the whole damn city.